I'm happy to be joined here today by the Mayor of the City of Cold Lake, Craig Copeland. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Now, today we're going to talk about the year Cold Lake has had. And to start, what were some of the goals that were set last year in 2022 that were accomplished this year or were set out to do?
Yeah, well, I think one of the big goals that council identified was to work on the issue where in our community a lot of people don't have a family doctor. So we actually at the end of 22, going into 23, we purchased a medical clinic, an existing clinic, and we stood that building up with the city now operating it with we set up a 3 people from the community, 2 people from council running the clinic. We kept the staff, and we are now gone from 1 doctor up to 5 doctors almost by now. So that's been really exciting, setting that medical clinic up and visioning, trying to improve, family doctors in our community. The other big project that we did was going in the springtime, we did the marina dredging, which was kind of exciting. We're dredging the silt on the bottom of the marina. It was about 1.5 feet deep in silt. And that way it helps the sailboats and other boats navigate the marina that much better. So a couple of neat projects that started out the year.
I think that's a great accomplishment to have, especially since the demand for doctors in this country has become so high as of late. Now, how did this year differ from previous years as a whole?
This year was frustrating. There seems to be an increase in vandalism, crime, and the homeless issue. Basically, the homeless people living in the rough basically doubled in 1 year. The amount of people that have been identified. We gave money to the John Howard, which is a volunteer group that manages the homeless shelter here in Cold Lake. So council provided the money to purchase a drilling camp. We moved it on site on a city lot and put all the services into that. And then they're running the service. And we've seen that the numbers of people utilizing their building is exploded. And so, unfortunately, on the that is a negative on the terms of the vandalism, the crime that we've seen. We've also had over 20 fires in 23 related to warming fires, as it's called, where people are putting the bush on fire. So that's caused some major issues in Cold Lake. We've come in and now and taken away some of the brush away from residential areas so that we can take that whole risk of having a forest fire away from burning down the houses.
Yes, this summer, forest fires have not only riddled Alberta, but all of Canada as a whole, which has been really scary to witness. And hopefully, the number goes down for next summer. Now, the marina is such a beautiful part of Cold Lake and such a big part of the city as a whole. And with the extended summer that we did have this year, did you see an increase in people utilizing the marina and the public beach?
Yeah, we had a lot of big turnout at Kinusu Beach. Canada Day was massive, a lot of people. We've also have a couple festivals. We have Feast on the Beach in September. They had a good crowd. The smoke was an issue in August with how it was so smoky and not a lot of sun penetrating all the smoke. But certainly a lot of people are utilizing the facilities that we have at the marina and at the beach. Unfortunately, at the marina right now, the lake level is really dropping. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens going into the next spring. What if people can launch their boats pretty good at the marina. The lake is almost at the lowest we've seen in many years. But it's exciting. People want to get out and recreate. What's interesting, we have a kayak storage facility at the marina, and council is going to fund another purchase of another unit in the upcoming budget, because just the overwhelming amount of people that want to have storage for just their paddleboard or their kayak. So people want to get on the water. We have a couple of big fishing tournaments every year on Cold Lake for lake trout. The one tournament in February coming up sold out, 400 spots sold out in 30 hours.
That's amazing. Alberta is a landlocked province, but we have so many beautiful lakes, especially out in Cold Lake. So it's great that people took advantage of that, especially this summer. And it sounds like people had a great time at all of the various events that you guys were able to hold this year at the marina and at the beach especially. Now, finally, what are your goals for 2024?
Well, we have a major project getting on. Talk about the marina. We have just up the road on Lakeshore Drive. We have a major construction project going on there. We're going to be building a big seawall, and that's to protect the land from falling into the lake. We really have identified that that's a major problem. We're going to come in and replace all the underground water and sewer for the houses along there. So that's a major project. People come to Cold Lake, and it's going to change the whole view of Lakeshore Drive. The trees have now been removed, and you get the whole vista of the lake. In order to do the project, we had to remove the trees. That's going to be exciting. We're going to be working on a brand new public works shop. Our staff have waited a very, very long time for a new shop. And, things like the F-35, the new fighter jet that the Canadian government is buying for the men and women of the here in Fort Wing, that construction of the one hangar, as it's called, is really going to stimulate the economy here in Cold Lake, and then the carbon capture storage project. So there's lots of exciting projects going forward. We got a little bit of land development happening in Cold Lake where people are putting in some new lots. So and we're busy on the commercial side. So I think we're really optimistic for 24.
It sounds like 2024 is going to be an exciting year for Cold Lake. A lot of great plans to boost the economy, which is going to be fantastic to see. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today, and I wish you the best of luck for 2024.
Absolutely. And we got the big air show in July of 24. So come on up to Cold Lake.